Dear fellows, welcome to our presentation. According to Jack Ma, the CEO of Alibaba, company becomes successful through similar means. However, drop down from the top to the bottom sometimes have different reasons. Most people often ignore these reasons. We decide to choose Nokia and make a video presentation to show how a corporate collapsed. In our team, we will start from its background and its impact on the society, then move to the reaction from both inside and outside. Definitely, the responsible person and reason for the failure of Nokia will be present in the middle part. At the end of the presentation, we will give some feedbacks of Nokia's case. Hope everyone could learn experience from this video presentation. Now I will pass you to my colleagues.
Why did you choose this particular company, and what is significant about it, and what is the background of failure?
Okay, that's really interesting question. So I also have a question to ask you, Johnny. Have you used Nokia when you were a child?
No.
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pity. And I think every child should have a Nokia when they study at school or where they are a child. So it's meaningful to research why it is disappearing nowadays. Yeah, in 2002, through the initial 7 and 16 system, Nokia brings the old customers into the new world of the smartphones, and also Nokia became one of the smartphones market leaders. Yeah, about 5 years later, Nokia fortunately maintained its leader position in the smartphone market until about 2007. Apple released the first generation of iPhone. The iPhone with a large touch screen and an application-based operating system has changed people's definition of the smartphones. At the same time, the sales volume of the Nokia has a falling tendency. However, Nokia didn't give a new change to Apple for giving a strong response. With the passage of time, 7 system gradually become old compared with iOS and Samsung. The customer hopes the smartphones become a pocket computer rather than old-fashioned with boring web fingers.
What comment have you found in the media?
Okay, the comments are found are from two different places, which is the high-end market and the low-end market. From the low-end market, famous analysis Siebert says that Nokia has been hit by small vendors, and although each vendor is not big, they add up to a big threat to Nokia in the low-end market. And from the high-end market, the senior analysis of Hassan Supply Company Wonderland says that compared with Samsung and iPhone, Nokia is an old breed. It has not cool shape, tight like candy bar. It's clear it's some updated. And also Samsung is different as it's trying to enter the market brand. It is an innovator. And also some comments wanted to analyze the reason of the failure. Alex Spader, who is the analyst of the strategy analysis company, have said that a few years ago, when Nokia and IM were already become the leader players in the smartphones industry, people even don't know where is Samsung and the iPhone. So it is harder to make a keen response to changes in the market. So it's a pity for Nokia.
Hey guys, so what do you guys think of the general topic reactions on the failure of the Nokia? I will explain it in different stakeholders. The first one is customers. These customers are the users and the supporters of Nokia, and they are always looking forward. They have a new and innovative platform from Nokia. However, the sudden abandonment makes them feel so disappointed and angry and shocked. The second one is employees. These employees are always worrying about the jobs, right? So the change of management increased the risk of losing jobs. So they are very unhappy on this, and they have a protest in Finland. So the third one is shareholders of Nokia. Shareholders of Nokia feel very unhappy and dissatisfied with it because their share price decreased once the decision is made. They suffer great loss. The fourth one is the general public, because this general public may feel unhappy, and when they buying the mobile phones, the choice become less. But for the Apple and Samsung or other competitors, they may feel happy because Nokia is no longer their competitors. So more customers will buy their product, and then their sales profit will be increased. So the last one is related parties and corporations. For example, Intel. Intel is the previous partner with Nokia in the previous project, and they are so disappointed on the decisions of Nokia that they are collaborating with Microsoft instead of the Android. So what are the ethical consequences now? So there are many too. The first one is employees. As I mentioned before, they lose their jobs, and this will affect their material life and non-material life, and it's not good for them, right? So the second one is environmental aspect. The change of management in Nokia means that there will be a huge reform of their phone. So their old phone will be disposed, right? So a large amount of e-waste will be created, and this e-waste contains battery and phones which have chemical substances which is toxic, and this will damage the environment and the human health.
What were the warning signs for the failure?
I think there are two warning signs caused Nokia fail. The first sign is Apple launched its iPhone with iOS smartphone operating system in 2007. It caused Nokia's market value lose nearly $770 billion that year. The another sign is Google releasing its Android smartphone operating system in 2008. Nokia didn't pay attention on it. However, the sales of Android-equipped smartphone almost equal to Nokia's Cyber-based device by the fourth quarter of 2010. These two new smartphone operating systems also caused Nokia's market value dropped from 52% in 2008 to 4% in 2013.
Who was responsible, and what do you think ultimately caused the corporate failure?
I think the CEO of Nokia, who decided the wrong company structure, was responsible for the fail, and they focusing their all effects on cyber system when Android and iOS were proud to be the fastest growth smartphone operating system in the market. Ultimately caused the company fail, spurring the company to gamble its growth on its own cyber system, made the company too slow to adapt to the smartphone revolution. In the last, Nokia had to send their mobile division to Microsoft.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Krantz, and I am here to discuss the consequences that occurred because Nokia's lack of research and development. The biggest consequence was that their products became obsolete, and customers quickly lost interest in the brand and moved on to a more developed product. The consequence that this has on Nokia is that they have a large reduction in products sold, resulting in less profits and ultimately a drop in revenue. With this reduction in overall sales, the company's previously large customer base began to diminish, and customers moved on to other companies and products that had greater research and development. As written by Forbes, think value, not price. Compete on the value you provide. But the issue that this has is that Nokia does not provide great value anymore to its customers. As you can see from the diagram, the result of this diminishing customer base resulted in Nokia going from having a large market share down to as little as 2%. This harshly affected profits and revenues at the end of the year. What are the lessons to be learned from what happened to Nokia? The lesson to be learned from this is that companies, no matter how good the company is performing, if they do not invest money and time into research and development and move their product into the future, then the product will become stale and unappealing, and this will lower customer demand, resulting in the company falling behind its competitors. An example of this happened to Nokia when they failed to improve their high-end phones, allowing competitors like Apple, Samsung, Sony and BlackBerry to take over the same market. Nokia was required to make greater advancements to their phones to provide their customers with what they wanted. and the fact that they failed to do so resulted in them losing a huge quantity of market share, ultimately resulting in the lower profits and the downfall of Nokia.
Okay, after watching our presentation, what do you learn? Nokia started up very fast and developed extremely quickly. The same can be said about its collapse. It happened within a small time frame. The public treat Nokia as an arrogant old man who don't want to make any change. Almost all the people feel disappointment about the decision-making of Nokia. The lesson is no matter how successful you are right now, you have to put your eyes on the future. Otherwise, you will become the history. However, the lucky thing is, although Nokia failed, it was still acquired by Microsoft in 2014. Just like an old football star, he's still alive and have a team to play with. Thank you.